Así. No, mejor así. My secondary language is going to be Spanish.
Welcome back. Our 3 players are gone, replaced with these 2. Can you guys introduce yourselves really quick? Your real names.
Oh, go ahead.
Here we go first. What do I say? Just my name?
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm Emily Abreu.
I'm Jose Solis.
Alright.
Doxing myself right now.
So, we're going to be going on with your session 0. Again, a bit unpolished, and it's okay if you guys mess up or anything. That's what this is for. So, you guys ready?
Yeah.
As always.
I'm going to reread the first section because I believe it got cut off in stream, and also you guys can hear it. So, welcome to Anthem, Kingdom of Peace and Prosperity. Here, the city streets are filled with nature, the cobblestone roads enclosed by canopies of leaves, houses and stores with trunks of trees making up half of their walls, so sort of half made out of the tree itself and half made of normal building material. And clear water flowing under bridges into the central lake, right in the center of Anthem Castle Town. All of this is in accordance with the crown's allegiance and worship to the goddess Elith, of course, goddess of peace, mother guardian of groves, the quiet one. Her list of names goes on. Today, the surrounding castle town is even more filled with life than usual, if you can believe it. This week is the Festival of Emeralds, a celebration to Eldith adapted from the religious day, the Greening, which eventually gained traction almost as a commercial holiday nowadays. However, the religious tones still keep true, serious conflict is avoided and looked down upon in favor of camaraderie under the goddess's eyes. It's early spring, the weather pleasantly chill as the sun begins to go down. The trees are covered in enchanted orbs of yellow light, catching the last rays of sun as the celebration begins to pick up in earnest. There's different stands of people selling food and drink. Crowds of people from all over the land gather around different shoddily made game booths, trading in coppers for a chance to win a small stuffed animal and bragging rights. So, before, we were focused on our first group of adventures, and as our gaze steps away from that, we go to the other side of the lake, which is a bit more quiet than the cheers and crowds of people crying for peaceful blood, as it would. It makes its way to the lake. In comparison to the bustling crowds, it's much more empty. Many of the attractions are in heavy traffic areas, and this is just out of the way enough to be a small sanctuary for those who don't want to get into the festivities for a bit. They want to be alone. They want to be a little bit more quiet. The crowds are pretty overstimulated. It's far from abandoned, though, but the lights in the trees are a bit dimmed, the speech is toned down, and it's generally a bit more peaceful. Emily, can you describe your character?
Alright. So you see a kind of thin, pale elven woman with kind of auburn, ginger red hair. She has kind of like these faded lilac eyes that look innocent. She kind of keeps to herself a lot.
So, you find yourself sort of walking around this sort of paved road, canopies of trees over you, kind of blocking out the last rays of sun. And you're away from the more crowded areas, I assume, because it's a bit too loud for you. But as you walk through, something gets your attention from the side. This sort of younger man kind of stumbles out of a tavern nearby. It's a building he recognizes as a tavern. And he kind of scans the sort of path in front of you. There's not a lot of people there. You're kind of the only person who's sort of walking through, and his eyes land on you. And he beelines towards you.
Please don't. Please don't.
Do you say that loud, or...?
Probably, yeah. Please don't.
He, like, stops, and he's like, okay, sorry, can't, like, I need help. Is there any way, you're not very, you don't seem comfortable, but listen, I need a druid's help, and you look the part, so, is that okay? There's this game going on in the tavern over there. It's getting kind of heated, and I'm pretty sure they'll listen to a druid when they talk. Are you associated with the castle at all?
Castle?
I'll take that as a no. You know what? Doesn't matter. They'll probably listen to Major anyway. Just follow me, please.
Sure.
Okay. He eyes you like you're about to like run. But he turns and eventually kind of leads you to the tavern, pushing open the doors into a somewhat crowded area. He pushes past a few people who seem to be spectating something in the center of the room. You follow him?
Yeah, I'll follow.
Okay. So you both kind of like make your way, snake your way through to the center. And in the center is a table covered in assorted game sets, dice, cards, and cups. And seated across from each other at the table are two individuals. Jose, could you describe your character?
All right. So in front of you, aside from the person who's most likely losing, you see a Tiefling woman with a more sinewy type of body, with these snake-like eyes staring almost daggers at their opponent. In her mouth is a pipe that is held up by her dark porcelain fingers. And she just stares, she stares mainly at the man, trying to almost act as if she's already won.
Okay. So, a bit of a correction. You are sitting across from a beautiful woman. She is the most infuriating woman you have ever come across. She's human with long blonde hair curling around her shoulders. The dress she wears is very slick and expensive, along with some sort of fur shawl clasped at her neck. You've been playing against her in a number of different games for the past 2 hours, and she keeps winning. And
A little dampen on the ego.
It's infuriating mostly because the bets that she's been placing have been mainly inconsequential and no stakes at all. Like, she's been paying for drinks that cost 2 copper. She's been offering, like, nice looks as a bet. Like, I will blow you a kiss if you win. Like, stuff like that. With the amount of times that you've been playing, the pot has grown to 500 gold. In the center, just with the amount of times that she's been putting 1 gold in the center every few minutes. And she looks at you very, like, happy. Like,
with a mix of pursed lip and struggled smile, she is probably gonna take a drag and blow out another puff of smoke before she says, "All right, I would love to make another wager." Place your bet.
of course. And as she goes to, like, reach into her bag for some inane object or something, you step forward. Your character steps forward and kind of makes the young man makes himself known, kind of a little bit hiding behind you as you approach, and the woman's eyes meet yours. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Do you need something?
This person told me to come here.
He, like, jolts a little bit. He's like, tell them to stop. Like, to you. Tell them to stop.
Stop.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear. We can't do that.
Of course not. We sadly can't. A wager's already been made, and one thing has to win.
Exactly. My thoughts exactly. You could join us, perhaps.
What are you doing?
We're just playing a game. I have a new one, actually, if you're interested.
Of course. I would never back down from something like this.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Take a seat, take a seat.
Okay. Sit down. Somewhere.
Okay. She, like, smiles at you both. Are you familiar with the game Tomorrow's Spinner?
No.
Can I roll a history check?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
You can roll with advantage because I'm sure you.
I crit.
Oh, okay. Well, S'more spinner, in modern terms, it's roulette. So she snaps her fingers, and someone from the crowd brings in this sort of wheel contraption. It's a roulette wheel, but a little bit more slapdash because of the time period. And it's set in the center of the table. Some of the stuff is pushed to the side, like the cards are pushed to the side. And it's set in the center. And she says, to play, you simply have to guess whether or not this ball bearing will land on an odd or even space. Then we spin the wheel, throw the ball bearing in, and wait for fate to choose the winners. However, instead of guessing whether or not the ball bearing will land on an even or odd space, you can guess the exact number it will land on. And if you get it correct, you automatically win that round regardless of if someone guessed the odds or evens correctly. And to make it a bit more interesting, if someone, say, ends up cheating, they automatically lose only if the other party can prove that they're doing it. Do we have a deal?
Question.
Yes.
Is that your ball bearing?
Yes. Is that an issue?
I think we should use somebody else's.
That is an excellent idea.
Very well. She puts it away, and she snaps her fingers again, and someone from the crowd brings forward a ball bearing.
Do you know them?
I don't believe so.
Yet they answer to your snapping.
Many people answer to my call.
Fine.
Excellent. Shall we begin?
Of course.
Okay. Mechanically, I will roll a d20. Before I'll roll a d20. You guys guess odds or evens or the exact number. And yeah, and then when the number is revealed, we'll see who wins. Okay. Okay. So, she looks at you. Dear, what did you say your name was?
I didn't say my name. It's Ilya.
Ilya. Very beautiful. My name is Thestra. And
You may refer to me as Snake Eyes.
wonderful.
Do you like snakes?
Well, if you see my eyes, I see have kinship.
I'm so glad we're all getting together well. So fun.
All of us.
She turns to you again. If you were so, I believe you were uncomfortable with the idea of me throwing in the ball bearing myself, so my friend here, and the individual steps forward and hands you the ball bearing. You can throw it in first.
Okay.
She spins it. Throw it in. Yeah. Okay. So, what do you guys call?
I'm gonna go odds.
Odds?
Snake Eyes is going to guess 11.
11. Okay. Thestra is going to call 16. And as the ball keeps going around and around, eventually the roulette stops as the ball falls into the 16 category. Oh, how fun. I will put that as a win for me. Let's do best out of 5. How about that? First 1 to 5 wins.
Can I like insight check something?
Yes. What do you want to insight?
I don't know exactly. Like, I just want to see.
Just
It's all
general?
rigged.
Can I
Okay.
provide a help action since Snake Eyes is definitely going to be suspicious to this immediately?
Okay. So, do you want to roll insight or perception? Like, what's the vibe you're going for here? Because insight is you want to know if she's lying, or along those lines, and perception is just the general, like, action.
If you go perception, I'll do insight.
I'm gonna be honest. I could do either.
I prefer insight.
Okay, I'll just do perception then.
Okay, so roll.
That's a 15 plus 4. 19.
Okay. 19 for which one?
Insight.
Insight.
22 for perception.
Okay. Insight. She, Thestra was not surprised that she won. She was expecting it, it seems like. You got a 22? For perception, when she said the number, she looked behind you.
I'm gonna, like, very obviously look behind me.
Do you? You immediately look behind you, and with a 22, I'll say you catch a glimpse of someone kind of short and hooded right before they meld back into the crowd behind you.
I see this. I see this happening, and Snake Eyes is going to take a big puff, and as she blows out the smoke behind her arm, she's going to point to Ilya, and she's going to cast a message.
Okay.
And just a simple message as she's blowing out, saying, "What did you see?"
I believe you can respond to the message.
You can respond.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna say it out loud and be like, I saw a hooded figure over there, I think.
You can respond telepathically with message.
But I already said I'm gonna say it out loud.
Thestra looks delighted when you say that. She like claps her hand. Oh, this is so fun. Oh, shall we go again?
No, because you're cheating.
Well, can you prove it?
Yeah, because that person was there.
I don't know them.
It's not enough proof.
So,
We need a direct tie to them.
would you like to throw the ball bearing in next?
Gladly.
Excellent. So it's spun again.
She takes the ball bearing, and I think what she's going to do. No, she won't. She'll just take the ball bearing and she'll toss it.
Okay. Anything
and
special?
I think the only thing that's going to be special is she's just going to try to do a quick spin.
With a spin? Alright. Okay. Guess your odds and evens. Or otherwise.
I'm going to wait for her to answer first.
She's looking, she waits.
She's gonna be literally doing this.
I insist.
Evens.
I don't know. I'll do odds.
Odds?
Yeah.
11. Okay. And it. I'll say the spin on it. It spins for a little bit longer, like it kind of goes a little bit more wildly, and it lands on 11.
Hey, it's the number you picked last time.
Isn't that interesting?
Oh, another one for me. That's a fun.
Doesn't that mean a win for me too?
Oh no, darling. If someone guesses the exact number, it trumps any other guesses.
Well, then you should be obvious about that.
Excuse me?
Well, you didn't say that at the beginning.
She did, sadly.
Oh,
It's fine, dear.
I'm not used to people.
Oh, that's very okay.
As I do that, can I ask a question?
Out
About,
of
like,
character
the
or in
space,
character?
out of character.
Out of character,
The
yeah.
space.
Yeah.
How big is like kind of the space around us?
There's like maybe a good 5.5, like you guys are sitting in a at a table, like sitting across from maybe a table this big. Behind you, about 5 to 4 feet away, is the crowd, and it's like in a perfect sort of circle. It's not super crowded, but it's enough to like people are spectating.
I kind of want to do something.
Okay.
I also want to do something.
Okay.
You want to go first?
You know, what, you do your thing first, because
Not sure.
I'm debating it.
Basically, you see Snake Eyes stand up from the table. If you'll excuse me, I have to take a small bathroom break.
Oh, of course, darling. We'll be right here when you come back.
Thank you. And she goes into the bathroom, which I assume is
It exists.
nearby.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
in the inn. Yeah, it's in the tavern.
Yeah, thank God. She goes in, she takes another big puff of smoke before, as she blows it out, the smoke essentially like forms a small little figure, and she casts Unseen Servant.
Okay.
It is a completely invisible, mindless and shapeless force.
Horse.
Force.
Oh, force.
The
Okay, got
horse
it.
is gonna stop the cheating. It will.
Force. Got it. Okay.
She's gonna have it. She's essentially just gonna walk out after a while, maybe like 2 minutes, and then
Alright.
have it fall behind her as she's like walking out again.
Okay. Okay. So you're leaving. You're saving that.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna wait for Snake Eyes to come back, and while doing it, I'm just gonna like be making little flowers with your crafts. Just out of like stress, like.
Thestra is enamored. Like she's like looking like, that's beautiful, darling. Where in the world did you learn to do that?
I grew up doing it.
Fascinating. Whew. That's so exciting. I don't usually see many druids around where I'm from, so. But I always found their skills very impressive. Then it sinks into an awkward silence, I'm sure, where she just is staring at you.
Yeah, it just like starts making things faster. It's like,
Okay, I'm assuming you return now.
Yeah. She eventually returns. The unseen servant is gonna stay in the back,
In the back, so behind you.
kind of behind me. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. Did you do anything else? Excellent.
I think the only thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to give it the mental command to keep an eye out for where she is looking.
Okay. For Unseen Servant, does it have perception?
It has AC 10, 1 HP, a strength of 2, it can attack. On his bonus action, mentally command the servant to move or interact with an object. Perform simple tasks that a human servant could do: fetching things, cleaning, mending, folding clothes. It doesn't necessarily have a specific perception thing to it.
Okay.
It's just simple tasks. I would assume that this is basically like, tell me if you see anything. I thought that would be simple enough.
So
Not
like
necessarily specified.
if something strange happens, that will trigger it. What does it do to let you know?
Basically, the way that I'm going to have it, like after the trigger, it's just going to basically tap my shoulder.
Okay, got it. So tap your shoulder if it sees anything strange. Okay, cool. Making flowers. Got it. Okay. Shall we go again?
Yes, let's go again.
Excellent.
She prepares a big drag of her pipe.
Okay. Guess your odds and evens now.
ooh, wait.
As she rolls, I think I'm gonna have Snake Eyes with this big drag of her pipe. She's gonna blow as big of a puff as she possibly can to try and obscure the view.
Okay.
Basically in her face. So,
Does that affect me too?
it's not aiming for you, but if it's big enough, it might.
Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay. So. Guess your odds and evens.
I'm gonna guess odds.
What is the like number?
To 20. It's 1 to 20.
I'll do 14.
14. As the smoke kind of goes over the thing, she calls out 10. And the smoke is there for a little bit, and then it disperses really quickly, like someone fanned it away, and the wheel's still spinning. It lands on a 6. What'd you guess? It was 14?
14, yeah.
And odds? Okay. Oh. I guess no one gets that one.
Sure. Shame. We can keep on playing.
Of course. It's whoever gets to 5 first. Are you not having fun, dear?
No, it's so stressful here. There's so many people in this room. I hate it.
Oh, dear. It's okay. I mean,
Well, actually, if it's too stressful for you to think properly, maybe it would be better if we did this completely privately without any people. Say in a tavern.
well,
Wait, can I do something? As you
Yeah.
say privately, can I do the Hearth of Moonlight Shadow dome? Where it's like
Yeah.
a 30-foot dome.
it's 30 feet.
I know,
so,
that's
like,
the problem.
Do you want to do it or not?
Still, probably, yeah.
Um,
Like, kind of centering on the center of the table.
okay. So, you mentioned doing it privately. Well, I suppose. Oh my goodness.
Dear, okay.
So it's this sort of shimmery magic dome that kind of extends and actually encapsulates like a good half of the tavern inn room, or the tavern like room, and again, Destro's like, oh, was that supposed to do something?
I thought it was going to be a little more private.
Oh,
I don't know.
We could simply tell everyone else to leave.
Can you tell people to leave?
of course I can. She snaps her fingers and everyone kind of grumbles, but a few individuals in the crowd kind of push everyone away to like the other side of the room where the magic circle is not encapsulating. Yeah. Tell me again what this does.
So basically, it's a 30-foot radius. Touch this point in space, and an invisible 30-foot radius sphere of magic appears. Center at a point in total cover blocks the sphere. Nothing can be seen into the sphere, so it's just pitch black on the outside.
Okay.
But for us, we can see everything. Yeah. And then the allies part, I don't trust you, so it doesn't matter.
So it's okay, cool. You can't keep people out of the sphere. It's just like it just
doesn't
hides you.
Say if it's like in and out thing, does not say that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So everyone sort of makes their way to the other side and they start minding their own business. A few of them kind of look at the orb and kind of poke it a little bit just to kind of see it. It's not every day you see something like that. I believe if that's all settled. Are you comfortable, dear?
I mean,
This is for your comfort.
sure. I still don't know you two, but sure.
Well, I think you can learn a lot about someone through playing games with them. And, I don't know, I feel like I've learned a lot about you already. Who's to say we don't know each other?
Me?
Oh, well, I suppose. Some people are just not meant for games. But it is my job to help you kind of experiment, I suppose. Shall we go again?
Let us try again.
She spins.
I still want to have the unseen
Right.
servant to keep an eye out. If it did see anything previously.
Did see anything previously. I want you to roll a perception check with +0 for the unseen servant.
Got you. Don't fail me now. Okay. +0, right. 15.
15? Okay. when the crowd was there, sorry, this was like going back in time a little bit. When the crowd was there, the unseen servant does tap your shoulder. Once, it's specifically when the roulette wheel comes to a stop. Or like it's right when the fog cloud disappears. Yeah.
Understood. She makes a mental note.
Okay. Cool. So, gonna roll again. I'll do evens. Or number.
Odds.
Odds.
Evens. She blows yet another puff of smoke, and she makes a mental command for the servant to survey as much as it possibly can in this perimeter.
Okay. Yeah, with no one there, she kind of like gives you a look as you do so. You were odds. You were what?
Evens.
Evens. She calls out 14 as the smoke comes out. It's quickly sort of dissipated again. Like once it lets out, it's very suddenly like gone. But it lands on 11. So, oh, who's to say you're not good at games, dear? And she notes down for you. Excellent. So, I have 2, you have 1, 0. Let's go again.
Of course.
Is there anything specific you guys want to do for this one?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Okay, guess.
She's gonna cast 13.
13?
I was gonna say evens.
Evens?
Yeah.
Do you do anything with smoke at all?
At this one, no. She's not gonna do anything. Smoke.
She calls out 2. And it stops on 2. She gives you a look like, hopefully we can get your streak back up, dear. Shall we go one more time? We still have a few more wins. Tell me if it's getting too boring. I can make it a little bit more exciting if you so desire.
I don't want to know your version of exciting.
Oh. I'll choose to take that as a compliment.
Excitement might be a little interesting, wouldn't it?
If you do something exciting, I'm gone. I want to leave.
Oh. We won't want that.
Good point.
Why?
Well, you're playing.
Yeah, because I was forced to.
Are you having any fun, or you might win?
Yeah, but still.
Don't worry, dear. If all goes correctly, it should be over soon. Ugh, that was cocked. Guess.
Did the unseen servant see anything, by the way, last time?
Oh, that's the roll perception.
I thought so. Sorry. That is a 4.
Didn't see anything.
Nothing. All right.
And remember, it can't tell you what it sees. It'll only like tap.
Yeah.
When it sees something strange.
All right.
Okay.
Can I don't know if this is simple enough for the servant, but can I have it like specify, because it's tapping on me, so I want to have it be like 1 tap is in front of me, 2 taps is behind me.
Okay.
Is that simple enough?
Yeah, I'll take it. For the next one though, not this one specifically.
Yeah, for the next one.
Okay.
And for this one, she'll blow the smoke out again.
Okay.
And she'll guess random number 5.
5.
Can I do like a perception check for like when the smoke goes away? Because like things speak really fast every time? Like,
Yes.
if it looks like a hand is moving it or like something like that.
Yeah, you can roll. It'll be a low DC because it's pretty obvious.
Okay. 22.
Yeah. It does look like a hand is going through it. Very much so. And it does so again. So you call out 5.
13.
13.
Oh, sorry, no, 5 for 5. You're
5.
right.
I didn't think of number. 17.
17? Okay.
Sure.
She calls out. You send out the smoke. It gets dispersed pretty quickly. But she calls out 12. And it disperses again, and it lands on 12. One more.
Do a break.
I suppose. Yeah, I let Snake Eyes have one. I suppose we can do another.
Hold on.
She must go to the bathroom, by all means.
Yeah. Probably just, I don't know. I'll get up and like I'll tap you. Probably.
Alright. You...
Oh,
Kinda
you're
like
unseen servant. Roll perception.
Alright, thank you. You rolled so well before. 3.
3. It taps your back.
How many times?
Whichever the one behind you was.
2. Okay. Taps 2. Alright. Okay. Taps behind me. Okay. Can I say that the second it tapped behind me, that Snake Eyes would basically, oh god, because wouldn't be able to. All right, I think what I want to do is I want to cast a spell.
Okay. All right.
What I want to cast, I hope this is kill them.
What?
Cause yeah, so basically it's like a quick turn reaction, and I think what I want her to do is I want her to essentially, I'll be nice, I'll only cast Charm Person
On who?
on whatever figure is there, or that she can see, if she can see anybody.
They rolled that one. Let me look up Charm Person real quick.
Wisdom save, they get advantage if they're currently in combat with them. Otherwise, they treat me as a friend.
Okay, wisdom save?
Yep.
That's a 3.
Doesn't pass.
So, I'll say, just for the sake of continuity, you charm person not exactly when when the unseen servant taps your back. It's like after there's a break requested, you turn and notice within the dome that you guys are in, there is another figure. It's kind of hard to sort of glimpse because they're hidden pretty well, but you do see a sort of outline of a figure just sort of in the range. So you cast Charm Person. And the second you do, the figure kind of jolts a little bit, but it doesn't do anything.
Hi there. Why didn't you come over here?
The figure moves towards the table. You see Thestra sort of like look strangely as the figure comes up, and it's short. As it comes up to the table, it kind of just reaches the height of it, and it drops its cloak, and it's a small goblin.
Hello.
Hi.
What is your name?
Rib.
Rib. What a very nice name.
Thank you. You're in the middle of a game, though. Do you need anything?
All I need from you is to tell me what you do I assume it's you popping in, right?
Rib looks nervously at Ilya. Is she in on it?
Yes.
She's a friend?
Friend.
Okay. Yeah, it's me. It's, and Thestra's watching all of this, very amused, like, huh. But Rib raises a hand, and you can see a sort of spectral mage hand rise with it. Yeah.
That's a very nice spell. What is it that you've been doing with it recently?
Well, I stop the wheel with it, and I'm sneaky, so it can be invisible, and it flickers in and out of existence a little bit as he kind of displays it. It's, I stopped the wheel. It was kind of hard to see when you did the smoke thing, so I couldn't so I had to wave it away, and sometimes I couldn't do it fast enough. But yeah.
So you were stopping the wheel for whom?
For you guys. Yeah, it's a game, right?
Mm-hmm. Specifically for anybody here at the table?
Roll persuasion.
You can tell me we're friends, aren't we? Persuasion. I think. Give me 1 second. Oh, I should have cast Enthrall. That would have been better. Whatever. You live and you learn. Persuasion. I think I might have.
Hi, by the way. Hi.
I want to start making a flower and give it to Rib.
It's like, oh.
Puts it in under behind his ear.
Persuasion. That's gonna be an 8.
Okay. Yeah, he's charmed. It's not like you had to roll very high. Well, it's not for anyone, but I guess, Lady Thestra does, tell me to do it. And Thestra's there, very nice, Rib. And he's like, thank you. You can go back now, Rib. Rib's like, okay.
How about you let him stay? Why not?
Stay? Rib says.
Rib's a good friend. Aren't you, Rib, right?
I wouldn't say a friend. Friend's a little bit, I'd say acquaintance, I guess. I know you. You're cool. But if Thestra says I gotta go, I gotta.
Would you stay for 2 friends saying that you should stay?
I guess.
That is more numbers.
Yeah, I don't. I just touch the wheel. I don't do the guessing. I just touch the wheel. You were very impressive with it earlier with the cards and stuff. You were really cool with you guessed it. Well, you got a point. No one gets a point when Thestra's playing. It's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Also, this is really cool. The flower, it's really
It's one of my favorites. The lily of the valley.
Really?
Yeah.
What other flowers do you know?
Well, I like peonies. I like lilies. Tiger lilies are really pretty. There's a lot. I can't name them all off the top of my head, but yeah.
That's really cool. I like her. She's
good
cool.
Friend.
I like them too.
Both of you are very good friends.
Okay. I can sit here, but I can't play.
Of course. That's perfectly fine. As long as, here, why don't you show me a very cool magic trick that you can do with your hands? Aside from the wheel, because we've seen that, and the smoke too.
Ooh, okay. And he kind of reaches over and grabs a card deck that's there, and starts shuffling pretty expertly, actually. And at some point, he takes out the mage hand and starts how they certain shufflers they throw it to each other's hands. He does it with 3, so it's very impressive. And he takes out a card, shows it. Is this your card?
You didn't ask me for a card, but if I did, yes.
Yeah. He puts it back. And he continues shuffling as Fester looks over. Very impressive. What was that? What spell was that?
What spell could you be talking about? I was talking to a friend.
Well, I suppose if we're going to keep playing. Oh, I mean, actually, yeah. My wager was that if you could prove that someone was cheating, then they automatically lose.
Oh, yeah, it's proof.
This is proof enough.
I suppose. I like you too. I could stand losing to you as well. Well. And she grabs like the pot, which is like a bag, or like kind of this open sort of pouch bag, and she tightens it and puts it over at you guys. There's 500 gold in there. You can split it as you see fit.
We can. You were a very nice addition. I don't do this for many people, but I will say that fair is fair. We can go close to half as possible.
Can I insight check you? Like, if you're telling the truth, you're gonna split it half with me.
You can go ahead and insight check. I guess I'll roll a deception.
Yeah, roll deception just cause, like, it doesn't have to.
Oh.
What'd you get?
I'm thankful for high modifiers.
What'd you get?
13 total.
19 deception.
He's hard to read.
Can't really tell.
Fine. I trust you.
Thank you for trusting me.
Look at this friendship. So cute. Oh. This is why I play, you know. This sort of dynamic. Very fun. Well, if that is all, I suppose I should get going. And she claps instead of snaps this time, and a bunch of people outside the circle look over as she stands up and she walks out of the tavern with like maybe 12 people following. It's a lot less crowded. You two are alone at the table now.
I'd probably put on the dome now.
Okay.
Like,
The dome goes down.
Dome's
You'll
gone.
just see like 3 people go in, only 2 leave.
but yeah, technically nobody saw her walking until she left it.
Yeah, so she left, like she clapped, everyone looked over, she left, and they're like, oh, and then they go as well. So it's a lot less crowded. People start going back into the space that was once occupied by this giant black dome. So it's a little bit more homey in the tavern now. No, attention's not on you anymore.
Did Rib leave?
Rib left with, with her.
I'd probably say, like, in Goblin by.
Do you drop the spell at all?
I'll eventually dispel it and say, well, you've made one genuine friend.
Rib looks very uncomfortable and leaves immediately.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
We can split this on one condition. Now, I will give you the money either way, but do tell me, what is it exactly that you do? You're pretty good at determining what exactly was happening.
Oh, well, I guess the best way to say it, I observe a lot of stuff, and I just like, people watching is cool.
Well then, thank you for that. Very insightful.
Yeah. You want a flower?
I would
You're
love
cool. I don't know what type of flower, but some kind of red flower that like matches your physique.
She'll take this flower and she'll attach it to her hair, like right above the horns. On the right side or left?
I'll make a second. So it just matches.
You make it. She'll put it on her left side at this time. Thank you. Fine. Against my butt itch. judgment, you see she starts to open up the bag, and she has like these smaller pouches of like gold and stuff, and she eventually manages to put all the money so that it goes to 240, 260.
Okay.
I like to think that Ilya just pulls out her coin purse, which is literally like this really small bag, and then puts it next to it. It was like, oh, that's a lot more than I thought it was.
I thought it would be a lot more, so I brought my own bags. Consider this a gift for seeing through her lies.
Then put 'em away. I don't. Yeah.
All right.
Ilya doesn't know money.
What is coin?
I do want to ask. I've heard that you have some sort of connection to nature. Obviously, what is it exactly that you do again?
Oh well, I don't do much. I mean, like study nature and all that. You know. I mean, I guess what I should be doing is like helping the city flourish. You know, like druids help acolytes and like nature-y stuff. You know.
Do you ever get involved in the festival?
I don't. I don't like. You know, I don't know why. But yeah, I don't really travel that much. I kind of stayed to the outskirts, hoping that nobody would, notice me. I clearly didn't. Yeah.
I'd say that you do perfectly in the spotlight.
I would not agree.
In any case, you say you're not for the festival, but you also said you're not better in the spotlight, and obviously one of those was a lie, so maybe the other is as well. Why don't you join me for some festival times?
What?
What would you want?
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been to the festival in like forever, so I don't know anything that goes on.
Trust me, usually I stay here for the entire festival, but considering we had such a good time, she basically like smacks the coin purse. I'd say that we deserve something.
How would you lead the way?
By all means.
Okay.
She'll open the door for you.
Okay. Go through, probably. Like, very awkwardly, like, look to you. It's like, okay.
All right. You guys exit the tavern into the quiet street, and as our gaze then leaves you to go over the town again, that will be the end of your session 0. Good job. That was great. That is all we have for today. Those are the 2 session 0s. If you enjoyed watching, stay tuned, and I don't know if we have any social media up yet, but
I think we have
D&D
an
Pacific
Instagram.
Live.
D&D
Yeah.
Pacific Live, yeah.
The Instagram.
We will have that up for announcements and such for days we do end up streaming the actual campaign. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed it, tune in next time. Thank you very much for joining us.
Follow the Twitch if you're on YouTube. Follow the YouTube if you're on Twitch. Follow the Instagram either way. Yes, sir.
All right.
Woo.
Perfect.
Woo.